Dried sweat, rotten food, fermented trash, cigarette smoke, dust. The mixture of odors overwhelmed my nose. I had to take a step back, gagging. Once I filled my lungs with fresh air from the outside, I took a step in. "I'm home," I called. I left my sneakers by the foyer. Mom's boots were there, gathered among the shoes of siblings long gone. I peeked through the hall and into the living room. It was a mess. Not even the dark could hide the collage of trash, clothes, and empty meal boxes. There was a tricycle next to the couch, tiny and colorful, though children hadn't inhabited this place in almost a decade. Mom had covered the windows with aluminum foil and newspaper. No light bulbs, no lamps. She said light gave her headaches. A lantern was needed to navigate the apartment, or a smartphone. I found Mom sulking in her bedroom, curled into a ball and covered by duvets. "What took you so long?" Mom's voice was high-pitched and with a well-developed vocal fry. It resembled the creakiness of a rusty door hinge. I lowered my phone light. "I told you I went to Emma's bachelorette. You didn't tell me a thing. I stayed here to starve." A sigh got stuck in my throat. God forbid I let it out in front of Mom. Or worse, what if I sighed and then explained to her I bought her a weekend worth of pizza and ready meals, with my money at that? Would I survive that? "Are you hungry?" I asked. "Of course I am." It gave me an excuse to leave for another room and encounter yet another frustration. All over the kitchen lay the aftermath of my weekend off. Pizza boxes and plastic containers were scattered across the counter. One of them remained inside the microwave, half-eaten. There were no offerings left for Mom, as she'd eaten them all. "I'll go to the store to buy you something," I called. "Will you abandon me again?" She accented every syllable with spite. "I'll be back in an hour." If I had used a bike, the trip to the convenience store would have been 20 minutes. That also meant less time filling my lungs with clean summer air. As I walked, I ruminated on how wonderful and how terrible the sense of smell was. We cannot close our noses like we close our eyes. How inconvenient is that? If I wanted to stop smelling, I also had to stop breathing. There's another way, though. If we smell something for long enough, no matter how pleasant or disgusting, the brain mutes the scent. It took me a lifetime to grow accustomed to the smell of Mom's apartment, and only a weekend off to find it unbearable again. As I entered the supermarket, I quickly glanced at the yard section. They sold garden furniture and flowers and grilling equipment. I grew up thinking no one ever bought those. The gas tanks reminded me of a fun fact. Methane does not have a smell naturally. The characteristic rotten eggs odor gets added to it for safety reasons. That way, an individual can detect a gas leak before the whole building goes kaboom. The phone vibrated in my pocket. It was Emma. "Hey," I answered, searching through the ready meals. "Ready to go," Kalevi answered on the other side. I moved the phone from one ear to the other. Although it was impossible for Mom to be around, I looked over my shoulder. "I can't do it," I said. Kalevi took a deep breath. "Tarja, listen. You need to get out of there now. Now." I grabbed some meatballs and potatoes. That would do. "I can't. Mom needs someone to take care of her. What are you even saying?" When upset, Kalevi spoke slowly and accenting every word, just like Mom. "I'll be fine. It's Mom. She's an odd person, but she's not evil." "Are you listening to yourself?" he screeched on the other side of the line. It peaked the microphone. "I don't appreciate you yelling at me. I was on the shopping line. Only 2 people stood in front of me, but this was a minuscule town. Everyone knew everyone's faces. What if they heard Kalevi losing it over the phone? And what do you want me to do?" At least Kalevi lowered his voice a little. "You're speaking nonsense. She ate Nina." "She didn't," I scoffed, then lowered my voice to a whisper. "Nina ran away with her boyfriend." "You saw it. You saw it happen. What are you talking about?" I envisioned Kalevi pulling his hairs out. It was a nightmare. Seek help. I mean it. I placed the ready meal and an energy drink on the treadmill. And Mom needs help and compassion. That's the only way she can get better. You're not helping her. You're feeding her. The products reached the hands of the cashier, a sign to end this senseless call. I need to go back home. Talk to you later. I hung up with Kalevi mid-sentence. I packed my purchases and walked back home. Him screaming caught me off guard. It hurt a little. We had a great bachelorette together. Unlike Mom's house, Kalevi's was clean and sleek, with plenty of sunlight and even one of those little robot vacuums rolling around. I was happy to see him doing good despite every